playing those same spots on the Academy team, but against top-tier opponents, that is a whole different task.
And we've got some top-tier casters to take you through the action. Two guys who I always want anchoring my sites. It's Harry and Hugo.
Hi, I'm Hugo. I'm a bit of a beta. I'll see you at the bomb site a little bit later. Thank you, Mike. And we're getting into another Brazilian brawl here on the A stream, here at the NARMR. FURIA taking on 00Nation. No waiting around, no setting up the map, because it's a quick B play and Drop's going to have to learn the hard way that sometimes they don't wait around, and sometimes they do. A dink and a double back, but do they recommit?
Yeah, they slow it right down. They're going to leave Lucas here just to keep the fear in FURIA. The rest of 00Nation going back into the top of middle. Now, they do have this smoke on Henny. As to how you're going to want to use that to assist in the mid play, I imagine just the standard window smoke, right? You could look to have him smoke cat, come in on like a short wrap as well and leave window open. There are a couple of options on the back of it, but it does look like this recommit back into B is going to be the game plan. KNG spotted out through Palace. You're hoping that that draws some rotations back to A. That's why he's peaked this one early. Lucas has been here selling this fake all damn round, and at this point, you know, it's no longer that fake. It is the actual commitment. 3 strong for FURIA in the B site. The bomb's going back through lower, so this is a fake. After all this madness, they're now going into A, but with KNG dead, and underneath Palace, Vinny holding the line. He doubles up. 00Nation, they lose everything in the blink of an eye.
You don't have time to mess around here, and he can't double back mid. Lots of dinks done, and he finishes off Drop, but winning this round is a far call from reality. Art closes, and I didn't have enough Mirage with that overtime bout of Liquid and Extremum, so this one's going to be just as exciting, just as explosive, and just as confusing.
I think FURIA are really going to be out for blood here, right? It was the Henny departure that really saw FURIA hit their kind of struggles and hit the downturn, so... You know, I think they're going to look for a bit of a statement victory. I really hope, the part of me, that, you know, the next time we got to see Henny and the boys back in the server would be under better circumstances. Yeah. But now, mate, they're still up against each other. It's a fast A play for 00Nation. They are running in. No util, no nothing. A team kill out of Art, but it's all fine for now.
These are my frags. Don't take them, Yuri, or I'll take you with me. Oh my goodness, Leo got so deep, man. He was triple in 5 seconds. No one was stopping him, no one was there. And now FURIA, they're taking their time with a retake. Art's gonna flash them in above CT. Out it goes, make sure they turn. VSM will do the same, and oh dear, good dig out of it. Another man though, and he gets spammed through triple. Ridiculous stuff. Henny now gotta be quick, and so do FURIA. They're crossing, they're going to have to clear him on the way, and Henny a missed shot. It means Art's going to get there just in time. Defuse is good, and second round is theirs. But yeah, you make a good point. I think we were very disappointed at 00Nation yesterday. It could be a slow day, it could be a slow start. This could be their chance to recover and really show us what they've got. We were actually impressed when they were under Plano back at the Summit RMR out in NA. But yeah, I'm a little worried, right? And FURIA, absolutely, all the more reason to make a statement piece.
I mean, so when they were under Plano and they showed up to the the Summit RMR, they looked impressive because, you know, they hadn't had the most time in the world to get everything put together. It was a lot of just brawly Counter-Strike, and it was very fun to watch. When we caught them yesterday, I didn't look at it going, you know, this is a team that has changed a lot and come a long way. It felt very similar. While everyone else has improved, it felt a little bit like these guys were still playing the same style as they were 5 months ago. And that didn't really sit right with me, especially when you look at guys like Henny who, you know, it left FURIA who were the best team, not just in Brazil, but in NA at the point in time when he left them. You know, I was hoping for a little bit more out of 00Nation, and I came into this really trying to sell you down this this road of like, yeah, keep your eye on this squad, it's so exciting, the KNG redemption arc, all of that. And then yesterday, they really fell flat.
Yeah, I think one excuse we used, I think a fair excuse was when we saw them in that summit event, it was like they just came out of Brazil and we were saying like, and they were getting away with a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of like, you know, very basic plays, dry fights, stuff they were doing yesterday. And we're going, well, they just came out of Brazil where individually these guys were probably shredding. They were having, you know, a little opposition against them. And this is a whole different ball game. This is a whole different tier of CS. And even for FURIA, they want to flex that. A nice clean anti-eco. Oh, gets stuck on the corner. The ego out. They're chasing him down, but he won't be able to take anyone with him. That's a gun. Can they get rid of the round before Leo does anything with this orb? Yuri does. Backstabs and saves it for later. So 3-0 for FURIA. 00Nation. It's the buy time. Time to show your worth here on Mirage. They got shredded by EG yesterday on this map, on this T side as well.
Taking a mid-peak. Both KNG and Henny bringing out AWPs in this first rifle round. I'm very happy that Henny's got that AWP in hand, man. Very, very happy. What we saw out of KNG yesterday left us wanting, but already that AWP is brushed aside by Art, the former IGL and secondary AWPer when Henny was on the team. We'll get traded after one. Missed shot from KNG's AWP on Yuri, crouched out in the open. And so it's quickly turned back in favor of FURIA. Serato's heard that footstep from Lucas. He knows there's a Palace player. And while this is happening, the rest of the FURIA boys are aggroing through the apartments at B. They now know that this was destined to be an A play. And so they're going to have the drop on 00Nation unless...
Missed jungle smoke as well. That's going to make even more problems. But they go back. They double to under. Vinny is there, and he's dropped the bomb. 00Nation couldn't commit to A because they were scared of window, plus all the other angles that were open. They even saw a CT man, and this round has fallen apart. If you're missing basic lineups as well, it's not, you know, a good sign by any means on Mirage. And they're in hot water. Lucas still going to be considered by that underbulk player. Oh, gets checked though. Bye-bye. Yeah, got to get that kill quick. And now CT Man, who they saw earlier on, they're going to try and get this bomb across.
Bro, Drop is just calling right now. They're like, guys, I will win us the round. Do not worry. They cannot plant this bomb while I am alive at ramp. And so here he comes in with the backstab. And they cannot plant the bomb while Yuri is in CT. Like we all said, 4-0 for FURIA. And that first rifle round is brought to a bit of a... you know, rough spot for 00Nation.
Yeah, that sucked for Henny as well to open. Like, he was on the angle. He looked like he had that headshot to Art, but you miss once, and then Art immediately bites back. He got traded from Palace, but FURIA, yeah, all the info off that deep B play, the early flank setup. Like, Drop was there. Drop was on the flank before 00Nation were even in the bomb site. Like, he was in ramp from B already, and he didn't need to activate. So good, you know, FURIA just reinforced that that was an A play. Never doubted himself. Vinny made that so with the underkill and the smoke.
The other thing I'll say about 00Nation, okay. I'm just going to say, like, you know, like the Brazilian community really got behind this team, and I couldn't help but get romanced by the story, especially back at that last NARMR, right? It was a team that had a lot of potential and a lot of pieces, and it was very exciting. But it's like, you got all the support because everyone knew you had, like, the potential to do something great and, like, really have the, like, a little recipe here to success. But now you have to show that result, right? You have to show why everyone backed you. And thus far, you know, day one of the event for this squad, it looked real ugly. I'm just going to say it, like, it wasn't pretty. So I'm hoping that we can get a bit more out of them now. Obviously, this isn't the start they wanted. They've gone 0-4 down. They've got a hero AK here, but that really is the extent of it.
I think the big worry is going, you know, this would mean you go 0-3 if you lose to FURIA, and going 0-3 in a group is so hard to recover from, right? 16 group, you're going to have more matches, but it's still very, very scary, and you're also relying on other teams, you know, ballsing it up. So 00Nation would love that little breather, that little buffer of taking a win v FURIA here. How easy will it be? Beagle's running a play. Serato A4, and he's here to play 2.5. Nade will make that 3. Boom. 2-on-5, and Lucas's AK that was B Apartments is trying to get back into the bomb site, but 10 seconds to do it. FURIA are fine facing. They're full of confidence, even with the Deagle shots landing. No time for the bomb plant. Jumping. Oh, actually, I lied. He's got it down just in time, right over the top of the boxes, and now Leo with a gun.
Yeah, so this is it, man. This is all individuals. This is all Leo trying to win this out. Now, what was a 1v4, now 1v2 with the bomb planted. Leo out with the swing, and now just dropped. Just a new boy on the block from FURIA Academy, left to beat. He goes up and over, and Leo with the 1v4 to find the first for 00Nation. And that's more like it. You get a little look in as to what these individuals are capable of, armed with nothing more than a Deagle. And like 10 seconds on the clock, he finds a round from nowhere.
Yeah, perfect little jump up above default, right? If he starts wrapping left or right, K-Sarata is just going to play with him, and FURIA suddenly regretting all those repeats that were initially doing so well on A, right? That was a lockdown round, a 2-on-5 out of 00Nation that they pulled back in the clutch. Yeah, 13 seconds in a 2-on-5 and they win the round. I don't know how they do it. Great play out of Leo. Perfect spray. Everyone knows the M4, even though the A4 rather, even though you're not going to be seeing as much of that gun anymore. It makes a display, and it hypes up 00Nation, most importantly. All right, I've got to say it, because now I've watched Extremum into 00Nation. Are they boot camping in the same building, Harry? They've got the same little photos behind them. Obviously different rooms, but the architecture, Harry, the interior design, it looks identical.
Oh, you've really homed in on that.
Yeah, I've been staring at the walls, man, for a year and a half now, but especially in these matches.
Yeah, I've really come to appreciate the design of a room and what it can do to the old brainwaves.
Sometimes it's all you can do. More hotels need to let you open the window. I promise I won't jump out. Please give me fresh air. But a breath of life, a fresh one at that, into the lungs of 00Nation. Gets them on the board, and we've got a rebuy for FURIA. This one's for the money, though, for both teams. KNG taking his orb quickly towards that B bomb site. Art's got his up on short. And KNG waiting for a jump that right now is coming through, but nice and safe. Drop can spot windows here, so he's not peeking B deep, but he knows if they're walking up on him. Flash is going to force a shot from KNG, and now you know the orb's position. Rest of 00Nation still defaulting, right? Holding top mid, holding ramp, hoping FURIA make the mistake of making it a move, and that's not happening right now. As far as FURIA are concerned, this is a pretty safe round from them. Let's see if it stays that way.
Oh, Art with the opener. That might just force your hand back into an A play. I mean, you don't have any control over towards that B bomb site, so don't really have many options available to you here. Slow group up, and with KNG getting that opener from his AWP, that certainly might give you the room to move into this site. Smoke in CT doesn't just cut off Vinny, but also K-Sarata. They're both trapped on the other side of it. Now, they might try to throw this boost up, and yeah, they will. Over the top of the smoke, hoping they can deny a bomb plant and buy even more time. With only 20 seconds left, time is a problem for 00Nation. Losing Lucas, Art gets burnt out by a Molotov, so that evens the playing field, and VSM can't win his fight to CT. Only 1-for-1. It leaves this round wide open. Drop is on the rotation through CT. Vinny needs help. That was the tag to Henny. And now they know he's up close. Damage done with the swing. The trade is found. Drop another clutch attempt, this time versus KNG, who's tucked in at the sandwich, and with the swing, finds a second round for 00Nation.
Yeah, sick round out of KNG, and that's what we needed.
Just call it a sandwich.
Yeah, I was trying to sandwags, I heard. Sandwich. It's what you take on a picnic. Yeah, KNG had a bit of an off day yesterday as well, right? Like, he was missing some very easy shots. He was, you know, being put in just dry 1v1 fights and not getting them. And we know this guy's an explosive, capable, aggressive AWPer. So a nice round out of him. Early B shot fired off the reset Palace, and he closes. So a must win round for KNG. And still FURIA, they get broken. They could have double ecoed, or single ecoed flat, but instead they'll full buy in. And this means the next buy will be better, of course, and for a team that love to pull up the double AWP, and at times when we had Henny and this team would run CT triple AWP on Mirage, yeah, FURIA are no strangers to the sniper. So that's the reason for the buy. And hell, sometimes you can even win these ones too. Mostly Deagles. Castrato dropped off, he was hurt. Now they know there's a player close on ramp. 00Nation setting for an ace split right now. That bomb is going to join them in middle as well. Ooh, flash peek and pistol seen. And at this point, 00Nation know it's a force. They've seen enough utility to imply that.
Oh, they're moving up through connector. Vinny! Collateral Deagle! There's another man in there. There's another man in Cardin. Vinny's now armed with an AK. He wants to take the AWP away, wants to chase down and finish what he started. There's a third for Vinny. And he might have just made this round happen for FURIA. Oh, with the swing, Vinny gonna lock in 4. And that's the round, stolen away on a force buy. Double Deag, the collateral in Con, finishing the job and then turning back for more. Vinny unleashed to find a 5th round for FURIA.
Oh, you don't see that one every day, do you? I mean, I've seen it twice today, in fact. Harry did it in Wingman last night, but that's a crazy shot out of Vinny.
Yeah, mine wasn't with a major on the line.
No mistakes, but great shot.
I did have to get that challenge for the missions, didn't I? Now, look, man, that was a wonderful round out of Vinny. He's always given us something good.
Oh, crazy. And all 4 as well, right? Grabs the gun, hunts KNG, who just gets crunched on, and yeah, they let him swing for the final. FURIA are a team that let that 5th man ace. There's not many of them. People love to hunt it down, but I feel like FURIA, they've got that camaraderie. And that is going to be a force by broken round, right? That was to, set up the double eco for FURIA to get the AWPs out. Instead, they just win it with nothing. And now they've got everything they need. AKs, AWPs, all of that in their pocket. 00Nation getting a little worried in the early game. But we've seen some, heroics from individuals already, Leo and KNG, so I still have hope yet.
A little tech pause, but that's all well and good. It gives us the time to collect our thoughts and try to collect our breaths, because these have been some very, it's like not much happens in the beginning of these 00Nation rounds. They're not afraid to take it low and slow to open it up, and then when they do come at you, they come at you fast. So these rounds are kind of nothing and then everything all at once.
Yeah.
I do like that Art is looking very, very keen on the AWP, but I can imagine for him personally, this is, kind of the ultimate test, right? FURIA have even said in interviews in the past, back when we had, Honda in the squad, for example, before Junior moved in to take that main AWP role, and they played that event with Honda, they said, like, well, we don't really like it that much when Art's AWP, and it kind of makes us lean away from the style we're known for. But right now, he's wanting to make a good impression. Not just, getting ahead of Henny in that head-to-head, but also besting KNG, the guy that Henny left him for.
Yeah, it is interesting at the same time for Art, because even though definitely when you are the main AWP and you're running that T-side AWP, you move away from a lot of these, faster plays that we expect from Art, running through smokes, playing spawn-based CS and doing things like that. But, despite that, he's actually still got really good T-side ratings as an in-game leader, as an AWPer as well. And it sometimes can be hard to get those T-side AWPs going on certain maps. Mirage is a good one for it at least, but, a lot of the time you are relying on your team to actually get you into versatile positions. Inferno is such a good map as an example, right? Maybe you'll get a spawn kill out of ramp, out of banana, but past that point, it's very difficult to peek into angles. You're more so waiting for that B post plant, and that's when the AWP can really come alive. But Art's a player that doesn't really need to do that. He combines the aggression with the ability to get openers, and even doing that with the AWP, it can be super exciting. So I hope he can keep it up. But yeah, FURIA, for them, for getting to the major, this would mean everything, especially with a new player. Drop a young gun recently brought in from the FURIA Academy side. We've seen this roster go through tumultuous times ever since Henny's departure. Hell, Gary was great to watch We all loved it.
Isn't that the wildest Stike storyline? That like one of the most convincing fits for this squad was when they had the coach Gary come and play.
Any Gary fans?
Oh, there's a lot of Gary fans. There's gotta be.
If Gary has one fan, I'm him. If Gary has no fans, I'm not on this earth. Yeah, that's a wild timeline we're in, but it worked.
Yeah, you know, and we kind of had this discussion when those games took place back at Pro League. You know, we were saying how, in a way, and you kind of have to bear with me here, in a way, it almost makes sense because I think the FURIA squad is a very hard squad to just slot into.
Yeah, you can't play, right?
And they learned that the hard way. They learned that when they brought Junior in, it was a bit of an experiment for the boys, right? For really everyone involved, you know, it was very uncharted waters. And obviously, we all know that experiment didn't have the results that FURIA were hoping for. I think that is a culmination of a lot of things. There were a lot of eyes on Junior to perform. Obviously, you know, his kind of individual prowess didn't match up to what it did when he was back in NA. So there was like a bit of a slowdown there with like a big mental burden. On top of that, you're being brought into a team that plays a very unique style of Counter-Strike. When you got Gary, at least you got someone who knows how the team thinks, how the team reacts. And he was never afraid to, you know, kind of admit that he's not there to occupy any kind of star role, right? He gave a lot of room to the rest of his team.
Yeah, and at times even was the star in
yeah, you know, Ancient especially, man, his map.
Not his debut, but the follow-up was good. Yeah, that's a wild, weird moment, but we're back in, and it's a bit of a B-pop. Oh, there's the info drop, Spots with the jump, and he doesn't have time to throw more than one Molotov there. Running him down, he's actually slipped the net, but only for a second. Double entry into B, that would force a save out of a team like Virtus Pro and FURIA. Well, they're no better in the call. They have to make it. Those kills were instantaneous. So, for 00Nation, a very broken buy. Look at what they brought into this. KNG's, you know, Kevlar Orb, and then MAC-10s. And they get it going. They get on the board, so that feels nice. Is it something you can repeat? Because in FURIA playing this map yesterday as well, when we saw them take on, you know, teams like Godsent, it did feel like at times the Godsent's game plan was to abuse drop on that B bomb site. A lot of fast B rushes, a lot of cat splits into B as well. And yeah, Drop, you know, he's not here to be a star, but he definitely was having trouble.
No, yeah, and you know, he's not in the easiest of positions. There are very few academy players that I think you could slot into a main team and expect crazy results from. Really, Monacy is like the one guy who springs to mind who I think could, you know, deliver there. Maybe like Torshi as well.
Yeah, people are really coming for Akor's head recently.
Yeah, but you know, it would kind of be like, you know, moving like Aqua into the main big team and expecting to still get the same numbers out of him. Like, it's not going to happen like that. There is a growing period where you have to adjust. Even if you look at guys like ZTR and Young Ninjas, right, who obviously had his time, had his stint in the main NIP squad. He learned a lot from it, and he looks like a much better player for it. But the numbers comparison between the two is night and day.
Absolutely. Bomb's back in spawn while we set up A utility, so 00Nation just trying to clear out positions, trying to get this opening kill, force it. Yuri's doing the same up top mid. Now, do they dry peek? Oh, they do, but it works out, I guess. Can't argue with the results. VSM finds Yuri, and they reset. Nice call out of 00Nation, not going back into what they know is muddled with AWPs. And with that smoke, off for a second wants to play A, but then realizes that might just be the hint of a cat take. It's not. 00Nation still look unsure as to where they want to go. They haven't got a huge amount of map control. KNG's looking for the A pick. Art is trying everything he can in this round to get involved and to put this up in the firing line. It is going to be A. They're waiting on this underlurk. Drop switching it up at B. There's only so many things you can do as the anchor. KNG going to give flashes over so he can be set up on ramp. Oh, but talking of a flash, now they know the orb's there, and that's big info for FURIA.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are you ain't going to leave that big gun lurking on its own. So at this point, you're really starting to paint a picture of what the idea was in this round. 00Nation, for a moment, they looked like they wanted to go back. And then I think it clocks on that actually we don't have the time. Vinny's deagling Con has been a menace. But he up and leaves that position, conceding this Con control. There is 12 seconds as of right now. And this push is only just coming in. Keserato, if he drops the right man, he could have won the round. But Lucas has deleted him. The bomb's now going down with a second to spare. And Drop is suddenly left as the last man standing.
Hey, these clocks, these last second A splits here for 00Nation are just doing all the work in the world. And that second man up connector, it just wasn't considered, right? Vinny kills VSM, he's not ready for Lucas, who's right there. I feel like maybe FURIA realized, because Keserato sees a flash over jungle, and maybe that's calmed over, but Lucas comes out from that second con split and just backstabs all of FURIA as the entries come in. Trying to get a gun on the way out. Drop can't do it, and that's got to be bad for the confidence as well. 00Nation, I mean, yeah, a lot could have gone wrong, but it didn't. And at the end of the day, the results are the biggest factor, coming in with another 10-second A take and getting the round cleanly at that this time. That's going to put FURIA on the doldrums, or in the doldrums. Pistols once again.
I'm feeling a little better about 00Nation today, man. Like, we're getting the individuals stepping up that were quiet yesterday. I think in particular, you know, like, even guys like VSM who delivered so much last RMR, man. He looked so good. He was very, very quiet yesterday. Not what we're used to seeing. And I think their game plan in a lot of these games has to go for these slow, methodical rounds where you try to come in with like a very late call and then execute into a bomb site. And the thing with that style of Counter-Strike, much like Furia's, you know, aggro, up-tempo kind of speed, is that when it works, it looks great. When it doesn't, you're left looking like a fool. And, you know, a lot of teams have had to learn that. Think about your Navis, your VPs, and VP got it nailed down a lot better than Na'Vi ever could. But when you see the kills come in that have to, when you're splitting the hairs of a 10-second execute, it all comes together for 00Nation.
And once people figure it out as well, it loses its flair, it loses its, you know, ability. And that's why you've always got to stay adapting, you've always got to stay grinding. And I think VP are a good team to talk of as an example there, because we were very worried for them at the CIS RMR that just went through. But actually, they had a lot more versatile calling on their T sides. They had a lot of, you know, the same old VP style, but then every 2 or 3 rounds, they would throw in one of these quicker executes where they're taking spawns, where they're, going for a 20-second deep execute into the round. And, you know, it always keeps you guessing, because you don't want to waste early utility against VP, because you're expecting one of these wars of attrition where they're not going to be even going for early plays other than your Kinder. And you want to save your util for the late round execute, and then that like lulls you into this false sense of security. And next thing you know, you're getting rushed. And I think that was really nice for VP to see this almost change of identity coming into the CIS RMR. So yeah, I wonder how much familiarity there is though with 00Nation, right? Who has been scrimming them? Who has been pracking as they've been out in NA? You never know. But recovery time. This has been a great, return to madness for 00Nation. 5-5 now, beating back.
And I mean, you know, for FURIA, the time to try and get some control over this one is right now, because what can very quickly end up happening when you're on the back foot like this, when your opponent is streaking these rounds together and you're over on the CT side, you know, the loss bonus is maxing out, but that doesn't really carry a lot of weight. You're still not coming in with buys every round like a T side could, where, you know, a bomb plant is enough to push you over the line. And even then, mate, like the Galil meta is kind of pretty strong right now. You can still find ways to invest. When you CTs, you're not so lucky. You lose a round, you're on a partial buy, you probably don't win those, and it can feel pretty rough. Like suddenly everything's hitting like a 2-for-1 and the game's just slipping away from you. So the time is now for FURIA to regain some control, because if they don't, they might get kicked off the horse altogether.
An absolute bucking is the hope for 00Nation. Oh, are they going to go early? KNG throwing a lurk smoke to get them through the windows of the B apartments. Drop 6 back on car. Always scared of those nades and mollies. Does have a smoke for it, but that's the danger of B, right? You, especially with this lurk smoke, you don't want to start pulling nades. They could be right on the edge. Leo, the whole round rests on his shoulders. If he can get this kill here, it's everything. But if he dies with nothing, you're likely back to just this mid take. Leo looking in, Vinny not offering up the frag, just dropping some smokes. Oh, Leo shoots him through it. Now the mid split comes in. Bomb's been seen, you know it's a B play. Or your CT player is going to rotate or try and help Art in middle. He's already dead. And with a smoke up con, that AWP, or that rifle rather, can do nothing. Leo's looking to find his second in the sight. Drop is trying to buy time, but it's coming at a cost. And he's seen the barrel. Leo with a Molotov at his feet. KNG kills Drop, and Keserato and Yuri both fall with nothing to say. Even with FURIA having all the info in that round, a lights out entry from Leo, and the closers out from Cat. It's getting scary for FURIA.
It is. And mate, you know, we came into this kind of harping on that storyline of, you know, Henny versus his old team and whatnot and how that might affect things. Well, if one thing is true about this 00Nation squad, it's this idea that momentum really does mean a lot to these guys, right? They're a very emotional team, and that can both be destructive and constructive. You know, like when things are going good, you'll never look better if you are like this highly emotional squad that are always getting pumped up on a victory. Means you can sometimes lack that staying power if a comeback's coming in. But mate, while the going's good, it never feels better. And so with each round that tallies back in your favor, you know these guys are pumping each other up and are starting to feel like they can run away with this game. And that only makes them harder to deal with. We never really saw that confidence out of them yesterday.
And again, 5-on-4, you hold off. It's a nice, safe round. Look at the mini-map. Look at the line of T's just waiting for FURIA to make a move, and they know they can't. FURIA haven't, and that's the other thing. FURIA, it's not like FURIA have been overconfident and pushing smokes and getting up and feeding the default. They haven't. It's a good gamble here, but with a 5-on-4, you might even be inclined to send in a probe lurk player. It's looking to be Lucas in this round. He's going to walk out A, he's going to realize it's clear, and then the bomb's going to come join him through the connector, possibly. So, yeah, all this info is about to be gained, that this stack is in play for FURIA. It's never looked like an easier anti-eco.
Yeah, especially with, you know, you getting a bit of a feeling for what's going on over at A. Lucas slowly but surely taking this map control, and Leo faking the B players, kept numbers there. Now Lucas has said, boys, I'm in the A site. No one is shooting at me. It's a very nice place to be. So that bomb goes down and you win the round just by picking right. It's a full save for FURIA.
And they're left alone on this B-bomb site. And nothing even worth saving, really. They'll be rebuying in the follow-up. So other than Drop's armor, you don't even really care about these guns. These little deagles that could, but won't. And yeah, it's nice. You know, we were, with the first 5 or so rounds, Harry, we were seeing the same of yesterday. We were getting worried as 00Nation. And now they're showing us a lot more flair. And that's reassuring at a bare minimum. Nice dig out of Yuri. Still a 30-round game. Let's see if they can keep it up. Guns, oh, dirty from Drop. And these are the kind of things that we want to see more of. Show off that individual, show off that, you know, flair, exactly why FURIA picked you up in the first place and moved you up a roster. And so a couple of guns have gotten out. It's actually a really good save for FURIA. But pause coming in before they run it back. 3rd out of 4, so you know they're feeling the pressure.
And oftentimes it has been T sides that are a little kinder to 00Nation on this map. For FURIA, it's pretty even in that regard. And so I think at a bare minimum, you know, you want to win out the half here. But this links back into the comment we made earlier, which is, you know, you've got FURIA right where you want them. They're always on. They're always 1 round away from being broken. And that is a tremendous amount of power to have. Right, remember when this was all neck and neck at 5-5? We were worried about this game, starting to feel like it was just spiraling out of control, and that is exactly what we're getting. So now, you know, that last rifle round where you had still an SMG in play, I think it was on Keserato. Now you've got double AWPs, you've got full rifles, and a chance to do damage. But really, if it's not now, it doesn't feel like it's ever for FURIA on this CT side.
Yeah, mid has just been theirs when they want it, right? AWP's 2 of which, and none of them finding anything until Art breaks the silence. Leo was already window, and Yuri might have got the dink. Leo might want to drop out of there. There's a free AWP in middle, right? Grab KNGs. Leo's inclined to do so. It's unfortunately up on Cat, though, so he'll have to make a bit of a movement play. Or just forget about it and hold off onto your map control. See, again, if FURIA give you anything, they're not. Leo fakes the fallout. With 2 in window as well, it's serious real estate. I'm really liking these slow mid rounds. They're forcing a lot of respect out of FURIA, who aren't even trying to get information here. Drop's going to check CT. Oh, and he does catch Leo, but you're not sure that there's a second player here. Drop's going to stay anyway. But doubling up in the window, not the most common port of call, and Drop's still ready to answer the phone. Picks it up and shuts it down against VSM. 4 on 2 now. You should be able to rely on your anchors, and Vinny drops the bomb. One more ought to do, but it's Lucas tucked in behind the pillar, trying to get in deeper, and he's not got time to make this play. He's forgotten the bomb.
Yeah, it's a little rough. You know, Lucas lost to the hands of time and forced into a save he doesn't really want any part of. Does run the risk of going down after time as well, which still has room to be devastating. There's the swing. Lucas back on the angle, doesn't let K-Serato in.
Makes it hard for himself there.
Yeah, you know, just makes it stylish, actually, I think is the word you're looking for. Here we go.
Watch this flick. Yeah, it's a shame, actually, because he had a lot of room in B. There were a lot of options for plants there. There's no way FURIA could have stopped him if he went safe from the apartments, but maybe they knew they had the bomb right. That's why FURIA is so safe. It was deep down on Catwalk after that kill onto Henny's AWP. And so an awkward save, like you said, not one they wanted with so much money, but better than dying after time. Now FURIA maybe looking to take a bit more room in middle. Art's AWPing window. Yuri fights connector. But it's a B fake round into the Palace pop. Unfortunately, won't work out with Vinny deep in the apartments with this second AWP. He's going to have that early warning until this flash comes in. Although it won't, and Vinny's angle remains undeterred.
Oh, missed shot for Vinny, and you don't get a second chance at that in the window. VSM tries to just, you know, let loose a little bit and hop out through the apartments. That is his demise, but the rest of the boys are cracking open this A-bomb site. Henny and Lucas both getting a kill in tandem basically seals the fate of FURIA in this round. It's the brothers stepping up and delivering 8 to 00Nation. At a bare minimum now, they've won out the half.
Oh, that's a fly through right there. Excellent work. And the little save that even then is not guaranteed. You've got the money to risk guns here if you're 00Nation, and so they will. Leo's on the late lurk through apartments. And the warning bell has been called. Oh, it's going to hit his shot, but through the smoke, Leo jumps and drops. Ah! Traces are scary, but he gets the frag, and it seems fine for FURIA. Molly won't do enough in the limited time it has. But this is a really good T-side out of 00Nation. In a game that started awfully, it was very scary. It was 4-0 down, was 5-2 initially for FURIA. And now we see more of what we wanted.
Lucas as well, not like normally the name we look to have like these big openers, these big moments. He's looking real fresh at the minute, isn't he? Nailing these openers. Oftentimes, you know, it's like Leo and VSM we kind of look to be that guy.
It's a real double-edged sword because, you know, this is the T-side slowdowns in the mid-rounds have been really, really nice for 00Nation, but I almost do feel like at times FURIA are giving a lot of respect over, and that, you know, they know that these mid-rounds have been slow, and so they don't want to get punished for trying to get map control and info, but even for a FURIA game, this one is really, like, relaxed, really passive. This is more like it for Art, but yeah, you understand why FURIA aren't going for those same plays. But it's rare to see on the CT side of Mirage. Art up top. And he's not going to get that kill. So he's got to go back to the bomb site, which right now is being rumbled by these ramp players. Double AWP is still here. Kenji now owns the angle, but he's smoked off in time. Another one down on ramp, and now you've seen both orbs. Now you know what the plan was. The bomb has seen ramp side, so FURIA move players towards A, but 00Nation do the opposite. And this is where Drop, you have to be the hero, or it will be zero.
Oh, wow, there's the first. There's way more coming up in through the apartments, and Drop holds the line. There's the double. Oh, can't make it a third. Lucas will best him in the head-to-head. So now the defense of this B bomb site going to fall to the hands of Vinny. There is a player wrapping in through lower as well. So if Vinny... Oh, Lucas! No! Oh, it's his own Molotov that burns him. And KNG is finished off 7-8 to close out the half. It's near enough, neck and neck. But 00Nation do spearhead the offensive, moving into that second half of play. Oh yeah, the hype's flowing now over in the 00Nation house. They're getting fired up. And that's because they lead the way going into this second half of play over FURIA. That's in spite of FURIA taking the early game lead up 5-2. It ends at an 8-7 half, favoring KNG's boys.
Couple of Julies, mate. All right, let's have a look. Cheap as they come, but for good reason, perhaps. FURIA, they are execing this A site with mid smokes down, cat and window covered up. KNG wants to move through. He's got a bit of a gap. Vinny's P250 on the other side. They're not trying to lock them out a window, but they're already in. Lucas is going to get overwhelmed by the Glock. Vinny did kill KNG on Cat, who came through the smoke. And 4-on-3 with an open plant and middle as a post is perfect for FURIA.
Yeah, man down in the retake. We're going to need a hero to emerge for 00Nation. Leo hoping he can be that man, but instead, Vinny's going to silence him. Vinny and pistol rounds is no laughing matter. And he will tap out one, but time is eluding these CTs on the retake. The dual Berettas might have the drop on Art, but he turns on a dime, and he makes it Furious. 8-8, they tie the game up. And they're not playing games come this second half.
Yeah, Vinny traded his P250 for a USP, and then he goes on to double up at range, right? Definitely a wise call in that position, at least, knowing the only fights you're really planning for after you kill KNG is these ones, right? These deep ranged engagements, trying to kill players, getting on that bomb that's planted for you. FURIA, nice play as well, because they throw that cat smoke, which feels like unnecessary when you're just doing a quick con split. You know the pistols aren't going to stop you. It means Vinny can stay there and play for the post plant. A lot has to go right, but it all did for FURIA. Deeks out now. Force for 00Nation. The scout on Henny doesn't know they're already in front of his smoke, and Keserato cleans him up. Drop gets the aggressive player out of mid, and he's doubled up with a Galil, maybe a third to be found. KNG's D gone, and Drop some confidence boosters here. He can't find the fourth, but it's no worry. Drop's having a decent game right now. He's top of his team, thanks to this round.
Yeah, it's kind of like uncharacteristically quiet from Keserato. When you look back at his Pro League numbers, mate, they were phenomenal. This guy was on a tear. And I feel like we haven't really seen that same Keserato on the scene yet.
Sure.
If there ever was a time for it, it's now. And with 9 on the board for FURIA, they are up in the lead. After breaking apart that force, they're looking to go 10-8 up before the rifles come in. Leo, they're not coming from there, bud. Yuri with the movement shoots him in the side of the head. No money to be made on that Mag 7 a day.
No, don't want a pausey-warsy, but enough time for the replays for Drop. Galil's so good, dude. Maybe the FAMAS needs a buff, something that people have been talking about recently. Harry, I don't know what your take is on it. Even a price reduction, perhaps. It's all the meta right now. Everything's cheap. Buy low, sell high. Hodl. Buff FAMAS, or just leave it?
Make the 3-round burst better.
Yeah, I can get behind
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
If you made it so it was like a little more accurate, right, on the 3-round burst.
Yeah.
Maybe even 3-round burst is a little more damage, like enough to do like 80 if all 3, like 90 if all 3 connect. That might be okay.
Like a mini R8 then, or not a mini, a big R8.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to hit all 3.
You don't have to change the price, so it's still like kind of a gamble. And the 3-round burst not good for multi-killing.
No. Especially anti-ecos, 3-rounding, you know, armorless players. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, maybe. I'm not against it, right?
I know that Vinny has said that he would love a semi-auto gun put in the game.
Yeah, I feel like there was all that hype years ago when people found files for, what was it? I can't remember the name. There was a gun.
Like an SKS or something?
Essentially, it wasn't called that, but maybe it was. They found the files for a seemingly semi-auto gun in the game. Just some base files. Maybe it's something Valve were toying with, but I would love that. That would be really cool. Bring out the one-tap meta back. Give it full accuracy, not that point percentage that the AK has to be inaccurate, even when you're dead on. There's always that. You know, maybe Scream would come back at that point.
He just goes like, well, I don't give a run, but actually they've just buffed me in Counter-Strike, so back I go. Drop wants some more of these eco kills. They boost up, they're boosting, and he's seen the head. That's clinical from Drop.
Leo's got
the Zeus. Okay, so you throw the boost up, and you go, well, now they know there's a second guy right here. And you hope that he comes around and try and trade it, and then you can hit him with the but not going to happen.
Sadly not.
So that is the 10-8 scoreline we promised you, right? Furia, they beat back the Force by. And then they do it again to the USPs.
Those damn USPs. Yeah, it's been a very quiet game, right? We've gone from this extremely explosive Liquid Extrema matchup, and honestly, I was expecting a similar sign in this one with two Brazilian teams and a lot of great fraggers in the server, but it's been very respectful. It's been very slow in the mid-round, and I wonder if things change now that we get into CT gun rounds for 00Nation, how they're going to approach this, where the AWP's going to be going, and if Furia want to run quicker executor, if it is just going to be taking the middle area. Now we get our answers. Double AWP, which is always in for 00Nation, even on that T side, although while KNG's lived up, Henny certainly hasn't, not yet. This is the half that he could do it. He's not got Art's AWP to face against yet.
Man, this onslaught of flashes.
Yeah.
So
ready.
And now they're peeking. They're peeking late. Drop trades it back, but Henny avenges his fallen brother, and there's VSM on the short side to extend that back. KNG denies the B pop, and this round has fallen apart for Furia. 00Nation yesterday, I maybe saw like 3 flashes to throw it at all ever in their games. Like already, this is looking like the team we wanted to see a lot more, right? Actually helping each other out in these peaks. The trading's been there. And so it does, get me wondering, was it just a slow start to the event? Is there still more to come out of this team?
A day in the office, perhaps. Flanks coming in as well. Yuri hoping to be given something in middle, but running here is signing your own death warrant. Knife out, not going to happen. Leo's got the round. And so 00Nation up to 9, building back. And Furia's money still enabled. They could go for, if this is, Furia might pull out the classic, B, heavy smoke, first 20-second execute play. Maybe you start at contact with one guy running. But that'd be a very Furia-esque call right now. Or they have the money for the AWP. They know there's a double AWP in play. They bring that out. They try and let Art work some opening kills. That's what many of these T rounds were for 00Nation, letting KNG just pick things off. But no AWP bought, and it is indeed that B play for Furia. Bombs late as Drop sells mid, but look at this. Everyone's setting up to go. Molly is going to call this off for a moment, but 00Nation are not rotating, and Furia are not guesstimating. They will commit.
Yeah, Leo needs a big hold. There's the first. K Serato on the receiving end, and now KNG's attention is firmly in towards this site. He catches Drop on the cross. And KNG's AWP is still looking to be this divisive wall, shutting down the play into the B site. The flash might have got him off the angle, but it takes Art running across to actually have a chance to get this bomb down now. They lose Yuri. KNG's AWP is running amok on the short side. And Art dead through the smoke. The bomb topples into the market. Vinny needs a 1v4. He's got it down to the 1v2. Doesn't know where these players are. Starts to suspect that now he's seen VSM. It's Henny who's going to come as a nasty surprise. That bomb getting lost in the market, that is a disaster for Vinny. Look at it. Henny is just sat on it, mate. And as he swings, VSM will close it out. Art goes for one of his signature rounds, tries to get aggressive. Would have loved to have seen him drop that bomb back into the site, right? Because essentially what you're saying there is like, this needs to work or else the round is done. And when it doesn't work, when you're spammed through the smoke like that, you're left looking like a fool.
Yeah, Furia still rebuy, right? No bomb plant, but no problem. They get enough for 3 AKs. And man, this is a team that sometimes one gun is enough, but KNG drops them. Oh, it's a bit messy. The missed window smoke for Furia, that's a huge error, honestly, as KNG's able to reap the reward. Drop doubles down out of nowhere. If this guy has got to be the hero of the round, the hero of the game, to get Furia over the line versus former teammates and foes, then hell, I'm on board. K-Serata is still continuing to be quiet. Drop might be that man. Walking through the con smoke, he's upstairs. The only A defense is in the form of Henny backed up in CT. gambling double B. Bomb getting retrieved back on ramp. A re-smoking connector, and Drop goes back to fight Catwalk. Timing is everything because KNG is just moving in. FURIA actually, despite being seen heavy in mid, they're going to go all the way back up to Catwalk. Double CT setup here. Oh, what's going on? FURIA go up, they go down, they go all around, but Leo might meet them in the middle where they stand. Checking under, but not considering Cat. The last play in mind has been found. Oh no, but he needs his trade, and the spray is a mess as Drop is picked off from the pack. Keserato, who we said is quiet, needs to be louder than ever.
Yeah, these are often where he gets away with way more than he should be allowed, but spotted by the jungle player now. He is out in the open. Keserato, they know where he is. He doesn't know where they are. Flash goes out, no peek on the back of it. That keeps Henny off of the angle for now. Keserato does get away with the plant, but a 1v3 to find. And to do that, you gotta get through old friends and new enemies. Keserato sat under the palace. Double retake up through Con. Bit of spam, hoping to draw his attention away. Keserato will actually take a fight here. Will look to take these engagements on the players out through stairs. The timing couldn't get worse. As he leaves the angle, that's where they go running out. And so he's on the receiving end of that double peak. 00Nation back up in the lead at 11-10.
My goodness, Drop's doing everything he can right now. I don't know what was going on for FURIA. Maybe some minds being changed. They were trying to get another angle to window, perhaps, but they waited so long in middle that 00Nation got bored of waiting around. And those are the kind of plays that, you know, are really nice from 00Nation, but ones we didn't get out of FURIA in that first half, in those CT sides, those 3-on-3s, they would never go back searching for info. They would rely on their gambles, they would rely on their solo players, which typically are enough, but like I said, we've had some quieter games out of players today. So, 00Nation, nice info scouting. And now back to the ace smoke attack for FURIA, only half bought. Again, would love a bomb plant, but they've at least got loss bonus if it doesn't come through. This double orb is starting to warm on in. Full A setup, 3 CTs here. VSM on the balcony, it's Lucas with that first contact play, and he does all he needs to do, double kill. VSM does whiff as he gets flashed off, and so it's up to Lucas in the bomb site.
Oh my!
Keep it contained, he might be on for the ace right now. Low health, gone through the smoke, and even though Art trades, he's put into the impossible.
Yeah, mate, we've been focusing on the wrong brother. Lucas having one hell of a game. Whenever they've needed him to step up, he has stand and delivered. Art gets through the smoke, but Leo with a terrifying little jiggle, man. That looked like a scene out of Wanted. He curves the bullet around and continues to build this lead up for his team.
Remember when 3 out of 4 pauses had been used in 12 rounds? Well, now we're 22 deep, and FURIA have finally called the last one. No more breaks on this train. 00Nation are right on the tracks, on rails, and only a few away from closing this map. It's never really felt like the typical FURIA in this game, and it's been quite the contrary for their opponent, who we were worried about in their opener, in their debut yesterday, losing both matches. This could have, and really should have been, 00Nation going 0-3, and at that point, while you can recover in the 16 group, you've got to win every game, and you've got to rely on your opponents messing it up as well. That's no longer an issue. That's no longer a factor. They can recover today and climb back up this board. Now they've got some faith. Now they've got some confidence, and going to mid hard with these flashes over from the A site. Henny set them up. VSM's looking to knock them down, but FURIA hold on.
Ooh, that is clean from Art. 1 bullet and VSM is removed. Leo out on an island in middle, wants to get out of there. Keserato, not known for his quick moves, is all the way in this B site, and they don't know about him. I think Lucas has actually heard something that might have given this away, maybe a footstep from Keserato as he gets deep. And actually, KNG leaving the short angle and opening up this site push should make Lucas, I was going to say, consider it even more, but that's actually when he goes running to his demise. The orb, ooh, that's almost a reaction shot, but that might just seal the deal on the save.
Yeah, so sad for Leo as well. He has the quick flank, but you know, even if he gets this kill, it will tempt you back into a lost round. I like that from K-Serata, right? Like, he realizes the call comes in, they're heavy middle, they're taking it, Art gets a kill. You know there's more there. One player's shooting in the smoke, looking for the snacks play, and there's flashes coming over as well. So you know what the call is in that round for 00Nation. K-Serata realizes it's probably max 1-B at this point. Even the cat player's out wide in middle. I'm going to take space, and he does that. And then, yeah, I don't know what happened for Lucas. Maybe he didn't know, but he had the presumption, okay, a player could be here, but I've waited so long, I've not seen anything. Maybe I'm just getting in my own head, and he just walks in without clearing corner. FURIA, I mean, it's a fortunate round, but is it going to be something that delivered again? Because we've not had, you know, those kind of starts from 00Nation where they just charge out middle like that. They'll probably just call to go back into more of a standard round now, rely on their setups. And that's when FURIA have had problems. They've also not really been frequenting this T-side orb at all. Money's been the main factor.
Oh, I like this from Art. He was actually looking to commit middle, and then when that molly goes in, he goes, well, actually, I can sell a ruse from this. If I smoke the Molotov, they think we're taking middle. That couldn't be further from the truth. This is a bit of a change on the fly in towards the A player. Full commitment with 5, and with K-Serata getting the opener, Henny, the only guy to defend the bomb site, dropped out now on the entry from drop.
Okay.
And FURIA keep the A site take alive, a 3-on-2. If KNG gets a kill, maybe that gives you a reason to go for it. But with nothing getting offered over, this should just be another save, and now we arrive at a tie game.
Money only sits on 3 as well, so this saves everything. And luckily enough, FURIA will give the respect over. They don't know whether they're being retaken right now, so they hold off like they are. And that is the equalizer. That is the 12-12, as you say. Oh, this game is getting naughty now. It's getting sneaky. Very close. As FURIA given a bit more confidence by that mid-take, just going to run into the A site with early execute smokes. Second win for them as well. And worth its weight in gold. But what do you want to do with this buy, right? Because Henny can buy himself, he can drop over 2 guns. It's going to mean you're lacking util perhaps on some, but we can drop some over. We can set others up. It's more like
Dude, and that's like, these are so the scenes you expect to see out of the 00Nation side, man. These guys get hyped. Some of the Oplano like celebrations were the highlight of CS Summit back when they ran the RMR. Who could forget the VSM, you know, putting a napkin down his neck, having the knife and fork ready?
Yeah. Chowing down. And Henny getting hyped, right? We talked about FURIA wanting to beat their own teammate. It goes back the same way, right? Like you go to reunite with your brother to form a godlike roster. And right now, you know, regardless of results here for 00Nation, this match is of huge implication, not just in the group, but in your head as well, and in the eyes of the Brazilian scene. So Henny AWPing CT, KNG with his as well in con, and FURIA faking B for an A-pop.
You know, you touch upon the brothers. I do want to see more out of this AWP on Henny, right? Like, sometimes you go entire games without even seeing it to Donny. He's had it a lot here alongside KNG, and he's not really been a talking point. Right now...
Like double last round.
Yeah, but right now, Lucas is hitting with the, you know, hey, it's me, your brother. He's the only one with skin in the game. So, 12-12, all tied up. And now more than ever, we want this Henny AWP to come alive.
Hot flash, close ramp. Lucas is under the balcony, but he's dodged the Molotov. Late underplay. FURIA don't need to rush this one. They get smoked and they respect it. That gives time for Art to get set up. He's telling his team to wait. I'm behind. Henny is above the smoke, and they shoot him through. Vinny with a silencer, and Lucas, well, it's a response. It's only one, and that's when the lurk activates, killing one of those other AWPs. The pesky sniper's removed, and this is where Art starts to find his groove. Hunting, saving players in the B site. Leo and VSM both saving, And even moving fast through the apartments, Art's going to hear this. He's going to get early warning. And these should be his kills. At least one of them would have massive implications. There's, the double back. And Leo does trade. But yeah, every kill matters at this point in the game when it comes to that CT economy. And FURIA finding the lead. Finally, it felt like 00Nation had been in control of most of this game. Not anymore. Money pulled out like the rug from under them. And the scoreline finally elusive.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned how earlier on, at least when you look at the numbers, right, and it is often the T sides where they find the bulk of their success on the side of 00Nation, whereas FURIA, it's a far more even split. And, we talk about the idea of them being an emotional team. Well, what that can mean, and this is something we kind of preluded it earlier with, is that when the going's good, man, you never feel better, you feel invincible, but you sometimes lack that staying power. You can get in your head a bit, the hype starts to die down, the yelling is no longer about rounds that are won, it's ones that slip on by. And an eco round here to essentially, give over 14, or at least that's what you're expecting to happen. Not where you want to find yourself. 00Nation are having done to them what they did to FURIA in that first half, where every round hits like a 2-for-1. And at this scoreline, that can be the difference between a win or a loss.
And even now, right, the full A gamble. FURIA had so many of these rounds in CT side as well when they would just stack up B with pistols and Lucas would walk out A, for example. Now the inverse is happening. 5 on the A site, FURIA waltz out B like it's nobody's business, and that's essentially the round decided. For 00Nation, they can throw themselves through smokes, they can run with the pistols and try and do damage. Waiting for that loss to bonus to boom. The round is decided for them, and they have no say in it. Ha! Catch up is good, but Art deals with it. And you want to keep it clean if you're FURIA. You're not really worried about your own finances yet, but there's no reason in the world to give a gun over. If you're hunting, make sure you're in a pack, you're in a double setup, a buddy system. This KNG might just found a Deeg.
Yeah, FURIA don't even need to hunt this, but they're going to, just to kind of, set the precedent. You'd love a nade here. You would love a nade. Ah, but you don't have one. All right, that's the grim reality of it. 14 on the board regardless. And FURIA, the ball is now in their court. If they win this next round, they win the game. Like, that is what you're playing for here. Because you would leave 00Nation with nothing up against 15. So the time to strike is right now, and you want to strike first while the iron's hot, not have 00Nation grind around out of nowhere, start believing again, and then you've got to reinvigorate it and a squad with money behind them to go up against. No AWP for Henny, it's just KNG with that privilege here, and fair enough.
Yeah. Right, like you said earlier, Henny's had more than enough chances, and as far as impact AWPing has come, it's all been KNG. There's been no question. FURIA lean B on their default. Art hopes for an aggressive B apartments player, but there is none. Set up heavy. And now resetting. FURIA go back to that A site. Art looking to fake out B, flashing himself for fights. But even then, not in a hurry. Just enough noise to keep 00Nation attentive. And look at the A setup, it's lacking. Only Lucas and Henny. The big worry here, Harry, is there's just no utility for 00Nation. If you're a run and execute, a retake is off the cards.
Yeah, you need the players in the site to just win their fights with nothing to back that up with. So yeah, it's going to take a big individual moment, but if there's one thing this squad can do, it's that. They try to put their one flash to use, drop over in middle, keeps it in the advantage of FURIA, and then bails out of there. You almost saw, that bloodlust send him back in, and then, he's got Vinny alongside of Vinny, smart guy. Will have helped taper that one off, keep it in the advantage of FURIA.
Oh, miss smoke. It was meant to be stairs or connector at least. It bounces in the middle of nowhere, no man's land. This is KNG's home, and they're trying to jump in.
Seconds.
They don't have an invitation. KSerato's dead. Oh no, the bomb's loose as well. And FURIA have lost the round. It's only Yuri, no time to do it. And damn, that's exactly what 00Nation wanted, right? Even though they lose the mid fight, that's all they were set up for, Harry. Double cat, double con with one flash, like you said, and that's all they wanted. FURIA, they could have waltzed in B, they could have run their ace smokes, but instead they go back to middle, and you think a 4-on-3 is enough? Well, it's not. KNG and Henny hold on. And the gamble, the early rotate back into A was perfect out of 00Nation. This game goes on. That is not the killing blow that will break the money. And FURIA have more to do and no more time to do it. Yikes.
Who even threw that?
That would be a T-spawn smoke. Oh no, it's
00Nation threw that.
I could not tell you what it's for.
Well, you know, I mean, people get creative with the boosts, right? Maybe.
There's some chairs up there on the roof somewhere.
I don't believe it. They're looking over the whole map.
That's how you smoke off Hunden.
Oh, well, now creeping in through middle for FURIA. Event's not broken. And so if you take window, you've got to make noise coming in on this wrap. That's a big problem for the window player here, who has been denied a lot of room on the back of leaving that vent intact. Kind of forces your hand to have to come out jungle. And that's not what FURIA are poised for right now. Oh, they just leave window, and in that exact moment, one of the B players has come back and would have been open to this this murder hole position. Henny over in CT might have had a pretty quiet game, but here he is. These kills could define this game for 00Nation. He's running through the backstab, but it's only one. The bomb plant still comes in. KSerato doing whatever he can, trapped between a rock and a hard place.
Oh no, they're on cats.
Open to catwalk. Going up and over, he's dodged death for the time being. KSerato still very much a threat. The flash might have left him blind, but he's still good for the kill. And even though he's been quiet, as long as you win your round, as long as you put up in your moment, you can still win this for FURIA. Leo throwing into the 1v2. FURIA looking for 15, and they're going to lock it in. KSerato finally comes alive in the nighttime, and it finds 15 for FURIA.
Oh, that was the round of the bottom performers, Harry. I felt like Henny had done enough. Flashed through this smoke, but he couldn't find Vinny just on the edge of it. If he denies the bomb plant there, that entire round thrown into disarray. Instead, it's a bottom player on the other side. KSerato doesn't spam off of the flash. He waits until it fades, and that is a perfect timing play for KSerato. The last possible second, and he gets it done with 3. And yeah, like you said, as long as you put up in the round where you must, in the round that will win the game, everything is forgotten, forgiven, forget it. FURIA have found 15. They're not out of the woods yet. They're going into the A stack. It's a full smoke play. It's what they should have done in that mid round where 00Nation crunched them to find their 13th. FURIA now don't want to make the same mistake. They just go right into it. Art checking for aggression. Nothing seen. Smokes over and into the stack they go.
Yeah, Lucas, good timing on the smoke drop at ramp. Oh, he's spraying, he's spamming. Those traces make it scary. Now playing anti-flash, but Homie's got 11 bullets, mate. Shot in the back of the head. Oh, it's a double opener for FURIA. They want this one done. They want it over the line, and Drop is the man to try and get them there. Hot out the FURIA Academy and laying down bars. Spitting straight fire. Drop opens up this round and leaves them in the 5-on-2. Nothing, surely nothing to be done. It's only Leo left onto the AK, and he gave us that clutch earlier, but none to be found now. It takes them a while. FURIA do answer back, and they do pick up the victory in the end.